Right, James, really interesting meeting this morning at the Lettings meeting. Obviously,
Yeah.
we talked about the Renters' Rights Bill. Obviously, it went through third reading on the 21st of September, likely to go live to statute on early October. There's an awful lot of being posted on social media. Now, what do we think? I mean, should landlords be really nervous about what's coming down the track? What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I think there's certain sort of elements and changes that are coming in that are obviously going to affect the market in the industry. But
So what are those key changes? Because our landlords all want to know that.
Yeah. So we've got a few things. So obviously the abolition of Section 21s.
Right.
So they're changing the ways that we do notices. So if you wanted to get possession back for either moving back in, or moving a family member in or selling it, we can still do that.
Sure. So no problems there at all. If you want it back, if you want to sell it, then that's fine.
Yeah.
But the notice period has changed, hasn't it?
Notice period is changing. Yeah. So there's nothing to worry about in terms of getting your property back if you wanted it back, but it's just going to take you a bit longer. So rather than the current notice period of 2 months, it's been extended to 4 months. So. Right. It's just, and as long as the landlord can plan it, it's not going to be a problem.
So you're looking at 4 months down the track rather than 2 months down the track.
Yeah,
okay,
exactly.
Fine.
Yeah,
okay.
So that,
and we'll gear our landlords to be able to understand that and obviously account for that going forward.
Exactly.
Right. What are the changes?
So just whilst we're on notices, obviously, so it's going to be 4 months for landlords, but from a tenant perspective, they're going to have to give us 2 months' notice as well. So rather than their current 1 month's notice, again, that's just going to be doubled really.
And this is relevant, obviously, for current statutory periodic tenancies, but all tenancies post RRB are going to be periodic tenancies. There's going to be no fixed term tenancies.
No, so that's quite a big point really, and
Indeed.
It's one of their kind of main or key elements of the bill, or what will be the act is that it's all going to be periodic tenancies. So there's not going to be any fixed term contracts anymore. So now when we do a 12-month contract or a 6-month contract, everything is just going to be a rolling periodic.
Next thing, we understand, is there going to be a situation where they are going to, for current fixed term tenancies, are they going to retrospectively annul those and make them into periodics? Is that certain for yet or not?
It's been talked about quite a lot from the last reading. It said that the plan is to do it in all in one stage. They're trying to make it as easy as possible, and rather than having bits coming in at certain points, they want to just do it in one phase, where everything comes in one go.
So landlords who've got currently have got fixed term tenancies, and I have a few of my own, they may be flipped to periodic tenancies. But the rent will stay the same, tenants will stay the same, agreement will stay the same, it's just the longevity of the tenancy agreement which is going to change. All
the elements and the clauses in your tenancy agreement will still remain the same. Just except for the fixed term element of it.
Fine. What else is coming down the track?
So obviously, so we've got changes with the Section 1 that we spoke about, the
Section 21.
Sorry, yes, we've got Section 21 and Section 8, the fixed term tenancies.
Hang on, we didn't mention that. So Section 8, what's going to change on Section 8?
So Section 8 is what we currently use for notices in terms of breach of contract and other elements that we can't use a Section 21 for.
Right, so that's not looking after the property as it should do. Any rental arrears, a rental arrears, 3 months rental arrears to get you Section 8 activated?
So 3 months rent arrears, but how it works at the moment, and this is a positive for landlords, is that the tenant actually has to be in 3 months rent arrears on the day of the court hearing. So what a lot of tenants like to do is they will pay, they will be advised to clear some money off
just the day before the hearing. Cheeky monkeys.
But it's going to change slightly so that the clause in Section 8 will say that it's also including any historic rent arrears as well. So,
so a payment the day before is not going to save you up in front of the judge. Well that's good news. So landlords should be comforted by that.
Absolutely,
and that's going to be part of the RRB.
It's going to be part of the bill and part of the amendment of the new Section 8.
Fine. Good. Right. What else?
So obviously we do a lot of Section 13 rent increases at the moment.
Yes.
These are going to become a bigger thing because we're not renewing tenancy agreements anymore. So because we're not renewing fixed term agreements, Section 13 is going to become the sort of only real way of increasing the rent.
Fine. So you're a professional property managing agent, or if you manage your own stock, you need to get it in the diary, okay? Because it's not going to be relevant for fixed-term tenancy renewals, because that's going to go by the board, okay? But it is going to be relevant for landlords are going to need to diarise those, okay? And we've got that system all in place already, haven't we? I understand.
Well, the system that we use now for doing new tenancy agreements for current fixed-term contracts, those dates are going to run in line. The same way that they do at the moment. So,
fine, but we've got annual renewal dates. All our landlords are looked after in that arena. Okay, fine. I also read something this morning which was quite interesting. Okay, whereby in the last 5 years, rents on average in the UK have gone up by £400, and the average rent in the UK now is £1,380, which is a lot of money. Isn't it? You know, that's a tremendous amount of money. And also one thing which was quite an interesting snippet, that a local hotspot in the top 10 of rental uplifts was Kidderminster. That has risen in the last 12 months by 11%. So if you've got property in Kidderminster, well done. Very good. Indeed. Okay.
It's good.
So anything else on the Renters' Rights Bill?
No, so there was just with that rent increase, notice the arbitration route that the tenant can take isn't particularly changing. There's just
because there was talk about having a special, if you like, a tenants' court arena where rental uplifts or contested rental uplifts could be considered. But we understand that the government have not actually got that in place, and so the Renters' Rights Bill is going to come in, but the arena for contesting uplifts or having a tenancy disputes resolved, is not going to be put in place, which is going to put tremendous pressure on the currently overloaded court system, which is going to be interesting, isn't it? So having really good quality tenants is going to be increasingly important. So in summary then, if in terms of our landlords, because our landlords have been kept abreast, we've done other videos, haven't we, direct to landlords, and we've done information blogs for our landlords. But is there something that where landlords should be concerned? Is there okay, we should run from the hills and sell our stock and sell our portfolio?
No, I don't believe so. I think all the elements of the bill work around a landlord who either wants to keep their house for the next 50 years, 10 years, or 2 years.
Because if he wants to sell it, he can sell it. If he wants to move a family member in, they can move a family member in. And if a tenant's doing what they should be doing, annual rental uplifts can be orchestrated. Obviously, they've got to be got to be adjudged as being reasonable, relevant to other rents which are available in the area. But on the basis that we've just heard earlier on today, as I said, that rental value uplifts are significant in the last 5 years. Landlords' positions are reasonably well protected, I would say. In fact, yields on investment values are actually pretty good. Well,
I mean, looking this morning, the average rent in the West Midlands now is just above £1,200. And the average rental yield is 6.7%.
Which is actually pretty good.
Which I think is really good.
So, and if you lump onto that capital value uplift as well, potential capital value uplift on a medium-term investment. I can understand why landlords might be quite bullish. I mean, certainly as a business, we have our own portfolio, as you know, James, and we're buying stock. So I think that there's reasons to be very cheerful.
Definitely. But I mean, we've recently done a blog, which is obviously on our website and across our social media. So that goes through in more detail all the points of the Renters' Rights Bill. And it also mentions changes with EPCs that aren't coming down the track yet, but might be in a few years' time. So that's out there. So any landlord that's with us now.
One thing I did want to mention to you, part of this Renters' Rights Bill, and it's been talked about, is the registration of landlords. So if you're a private landlord in the private rented sector, you've got to register, haven't you? And that's something which we will give advice to all our portfolio landlords in terms of telling them what they have to do and when they have to do it, just to make sure they're fully compliant.
It's been mentioned quite a lot, and it's going to be part of the Act when it becomes an Act, but we don't particularly know how that's going to work yet, or where you're going to have to register, or whether us as an agent will be able to register for you, or whether it's something that you have to do yourself. So there's not much detail on that yet, but
But when we got the detail, my view on that was that we, as a professional letting agent, we would provide all the assistance and guidance for all our landlords.
Hopefully it'll be the case where we can register for landlords. And all of our managed landlords it'll be one less thing to worry about.
Of course,
we'll be able to do that for them.
Sure. So what you would say that if you were a landlord who've got any concerns about what's coming down the track with Renters' Rights Bill, give us a call. We'll talk you through it, obviously about your specific property or your portfolio. Give you guidance, put your mind at rest. Whether you're part of our portfolio and managed stock or not. Just call us and we'll give you advice. And obviously you and I are updating on a daily basis in terms of what the mechanics of the Renters' Rights Bill is all about. And I can't think of anybody better to talk to than yourself. So good on you, well done. Okay.
Well, no, I think we're doing a lot for landlords at the moment who aren't part of our managed database. So we're advising a lot on the Renters' Rights Bill. We're also doing our landlord MOTs now as well. So if there's any landlord who's
so that's like a health and safety check, isn't it?
Yeah,
because we've done a blog on that one as well, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we've done a bit of a video on that. But yeah, if there's any landlords who are a bit worried about the Renters' Rights Bill coming in and they're worried that they're not quite compliant for the new Section 8.
I mean, in fairness, it was a very good video because I watched it and I learned quite a lot. So I thought, oh, that's good. Okay.
Yeah, exactly,
yeah. Right,
so
okay.
I'm sure there'll be landlords out there who think, I don't know whether whether I'm fully compliant, and whether if I do want my house back in 3 years' time and I've got to serve this Section 8 rather than Section 21, whether they are fully compliant and they're doing things right now.
Because you'll need to be compliant for the Section 8 to be effective, but we organise the compliance pack, don't we? And we deal with all that on behalf of landlords.
So any landlords can contact us for any advice on the Renters' Rights Bill or any sort of compliance around there.
Okay, JP, I think that's very useful. Hopefully other people will find that as well. Thank you for your time this morning. Really, really good. Lovely.